What's the deal, y'all? Just want to show y'all the simple breakdown of prop firms and what they are and how you can tell the difference of the rules and what you should be doing with the prop firm accounts and like what the game name of the game is when it comes to prop firm trading and whatnot, and not just strictly trading a live account. So let me jump over here to this tab and I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all the different accounts that they got, what they mean, and what account would be the best for you. Honestly, it's personal preference, but yeah. Okay, so these are prop firm accounts. The difference between trading a prop firm account and a live account obviously is the capital difference and the risk difference. So pretty much think about it like this: you put 500 or 1,000 into a live account, you make 200, you take that to the bank. Base. You lose 500, lose 200, you lose that out of your hard-earned money that you put into that live account. Of course, with prop firms, you pay a small amount. So as you guys can see on my screen, this is actually a prop firm right here. This is Lucid Trading. Lucid Trading, pretty much one of the top prop firms in the industry right now. But boom, for example, you pay $90 for an account. So what does that $90 do? What does it get you? You get a $50,000 account, depending on whatever account you pick. You pick a 25, 50K, 100K, 150, just depending on the prop firm, depending on the rules, blase. But typically for a 50K account, you pay $90, right? And then you get put in a sim funded challenge. So this is not where you actually make money. This is your challenge account. So you get put on a challenge account, you pay the $90 to get access to $50,000 of margin to trade within the market. That's why you see the max size down here. It says 4 minis or 40 micros. That's how much margin that you can trade up to one trade, that you have within the market. So you wouldn't have to have $50,000 of your own money or whatever it costs to trade, whatever size of whatever order it is that you put in and whatever sizing that you use day to day, base. But you spend the $90 for the account. For a 50K account specifically, this is the only account that I really get. You got $3,000 profit target up here. So $3,000 profit target, that means you need to make $3,000 with that night. So you spend $90, you get an account, you're put into a live environment, obviously, but it is not real funds. You're not making any money from it. Neither is a prop firm. So it's just a challenge phase. Like I said, you get 3K as your profit target. So you make $3,000 and then you get moved to a funded account, right? That's when you start actually making money from the $90 that you spent. So you have to make $3,000 on the challenge account. You pass the account, get moved to funded. But the only downside to the only rules to this and the downside that you got to look at, that you also got to pay attention to, is the max loss limit. So max loss limit means that at any given time, whatever account balance you're sitting at, whether it's 20 or 54,000, if you're on a 50K account, obviously, at any given time, you cannot lose $2,000 of that money. Otherwise, you will blow the account and you have to pay for another one. So max loss limit on the 50K account, you can lose $2,000. So that's why I picked these 50K accounts, because they're just a little bit more. It makes more sense to get a 50K account, have more leverage, have more room. So pretty much you only paying $90 for $2,000 to trade within the market. But you go through two stages, which is evaluation and then you move to the funded account. Max loss limit, like I said, at any given point, you cannot lose more than $2,000 of your profits, or you will blow the account. So drawdown type, end of day, usually it's end of day or intraday. Drawdown type is just the mode that the accounts are set on to determine what you can lose during that trading day or intraday. I do not pick intraday accounts because as soon as you get into a trade and you're up, let's say you're up $1,000 and then you go down in profit and you're only up $500. You were up $1,000 at one point, but you ended up losing $500. So that will count towards your drawdown. So I usually get end of day drawdowns, meaning by the end of the day, you cannot bend and loss more than your max loss limit, being the $2,000. So, and that's that by the end of the trading day. End of the trading day is around 4 or 5 o'clock Central Time, and then the clock resets, and then you get to another trading day. Daily loss limit sounds just like it sounds. This is how much you can lose in one day. Lucid actually has an option where you can pick a daily loss limit on or off, and it doesn't matter. Consistency. I know a lot of people that want to know what the consistency means. So consistency for these 50K flex of eval accounts is 50%, meaning in one trading day of profits cannot be more than half of whatever your account balance is. So you're trying to make $3,000. Your biggest day cannot be more than $1,500 because that's half of what you'll be making on that account. And then the same in the funded account, but obviously the rules are different with how much you're making, blase blase. But in one given day, you cannot make more than $1,500 or half of whatever your profit target is. So for a 100K account, you can only your profit target is 3K. 50% consistency, you can only make more. You cannot make more than $3,000 in one day. So, and then moving on to the max size. Max size is the max order limit that you can put in one order. So it's 4 minis or 40 micros for this 50K account on Lucid. That is the max amount of contracts that you can trade in one trade in general. So boom, let's say you pass the account, you pass your 50K account, you make the 3K that you need. Boom, that's when you move on to a funded account. Funded account is where you can actually make money and request your money in payout form, as long as you follow the prop firm's rules and you make the prop firm target. So same thing for the as the eval account. Your max loss limit is still $2,000. You can only lose $2,000. Like I said, pretty much you're paying the 90, 160, 70, $80 for the funded account. If it's a 50K speaking, I don't really get 25Ks or 150 or 100Ks. I will actually start doing that here soon. Start getting 100K evals, but I like the 50Ks. They're pretty easy to pass, and I just feel like they're the most reasonable when it comes to price wise and just overall rules. Um, Max loss limit on a funded account. You still cannot lose more than $2,000 at any given time of your profit. So if you lose $2,000 in one day, accounts blown, or lose $2,000 the next day, blase blase. At any given time of your trading, whatever your account balance is, you cannot lose more than $2,000. Boom. So on the funded account, daily loss limit, there's actually none. There's no consistency, meaning in you can make however much you want a day. Days till payout, that means you have to days till payout means how many days you have to have before you can request a payout, and usually the rules are around 150 to 200 or $250 to count as a winning day. So it says 5 days to pay out. You need 5 winning days of $150, I think, on Lucid with the 50K accounts, and then you can request half of whatever your account balance is. So let's say you have 5 winning days. You made 500 every day. That's $2,500. On that fifth day that you secure that winning day, you will be able to request half of your account balance. So half of 2,500, you'll be able to request half of that, and then that is your payout. So you're pretty much spending the $90, $80 for $2,000 to trade within the market. And like I said about the live account, so let's say a live versus a funded account, you lose $1,500 tomorrow. A live account, you lose $1,500 tomorrow. Realistically, the live account, you're really losing $1,500, but with the prop firm account, you're just losing. If you blew the whole account, let's say you lose 2,000, you're blowing the $90 that you spent on the account. That's why prop firm trading can be very effective if you do it right. Myself, I'm actually trying to scale up prop firm payouts and start scaling up accounts like I'm doing this week and last week, and just overall since I started trading. But this can be a really effective way to get live capital with little to no money. Um, like I said, I know if you do it right, you can definitely scale these out. They also do what I call, I mean, what not what I call. They also do what they call copy trading. You can have multiple funded accounts, multiple evaluation accounts at once, trade them all at once. So meaning in you take one trade, they follow on the other 4, 5, 6 accounts that you have. So let's say you have a $200 day and you have 5 accounts, you just had $1,000 day. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You made $1,000 out of a $200 trade because you had 5 accounts. So people like to get payouts on a few accounts first, and then they usually scale in and get more accounts and more allocation, and just be able to trade more accounts at once and get more payouts at once. So Lucid Pro, same thing. These are the same accounts. I just want to break it down for y'all real quick. Same accounts, drawdown type, EOD, meaning in by the end of the day you cannot lose $2,000. There's option for daily loss limit. But this funded account, you have a 40% consistency and then 3 days to pay out. So like I said about the Lucid Flex, you have 5 days to pay out. This one, you only need 3 winning days to pay out, but you have to keep a 40% consistency, meaning in one day of profits cannot be more than 40% of your whole account. So you would have to do the math on that. I could always send y'all a little cheat sheet on the math if I had to, but yeah, that's pretty much a funded account, and people use these accounts to prop firm trade with futures. I'm pretty sure they got CFD accounts too, but or CDF, CFD, CDF, whatever it is. Yeah, these are the prop firm accounts, and that's how you will be able to rinse these prop firms out of payouts. If you start learning a real edge, a real discipline, and start scaling out prop firm payouts and being able to reinvest into yourself on more accounts. So this is how you get payouts and be able to determine what kind of account works for you. Some people get the 50K account. Some people get the 25. People get the 100K. I personally feel like a 25K is not worth your money. You spending $70 when you can spend 20, 30 more dollars on a 50K account. You only have $1,000 to lose. You can lose that in one single day. So um I usually pick the 50K accounts, but yeah, that's the breakdown about prop firms, and you can have multiple accounts at once. For the daily payouts, like I said, the consistency is just what you cannot make in one single day of your total account balance. So let's say you got to make 3K, like I said, you cannot make more than 1,500 in one single day. So yeah, I know it was a small little video, but that is just what the prop firms mean and what the breakdown was. This is really for my Discord. I don't really plan on posting this on YouTube, but if I do, like I said, this is the breakdown of the prop firms. It's two stages to the prop firms: evaluation and then funded. Funded account is when you actually start making the money on the accounts, and you're able to pull out payouts from those accounts. So realistically, like I said, you spending nine. This account is $100 or $90. You're spending $90 to lose $2,000 in the market to be able to manage your trades within the market, not having as much money on a live account as you want to. So it can be a money glitch if you do it the right way. It also can be, you can be the money glitch for the prop firms. The prop firms make their money off of you paying for an account. So like I said, this is how you determine what account is for you, what account you want to use. And yeah, use my code at checkout. I don't have a code for every single prop firm, but I'll pop up the ones that I do have. And yeah, just go ahead and grab you an account, learn you a strategy, and be able to move within the markets. This is how you use prop firm accounts. There's definitely a way to be able to trade within the market and actually make money without having thousands of dollars to start. Everybody say you need this, that, and the third to be able to start trading. You really don't. It just takes a little bit of research. You could do all the other research on the prop firms they have. I'll drop a few of them. If I post this on YouTube, obviously I'll drop a few in the description. I'll drop a code that gets you a percent off. And yeah, same way with Lucid Trade. I mean Tradeify. They have the exact same rules, pretty much. And yeah, tune into the next video. I'll catch y'all later.